both guys, coming off the bench, I think you guys combined for 26 points. Just how good was it to, get to have some games like that?
Uh, it feels good. I just want to help the team no matter what. If it's with scoring or anything. So it just feels good to just come out with the dub. Becoming 11-1 in non-conference. That was a big part. That was a big goal for us. So just glad we got the win.
And Joseph, what was that like for you?
It's the same thing. Basically, just do whatever to help the team win. I'm really glad that both of us were able to experience this.
And this was the first game you guys didn't have Trevin or Nick, obviously two of your best players. And you came out really controlled, from start to finish, really dominated. Team, you should dominate, but still, maybe not like that. Just what you guys think of the performance since when you were down a couple guys?
We're really deep and we have a really strong bench, and we have really athletic players, and it's gonna be hard for teams, just to play with us when we have such a good front court and good guards and just how we pass the ball today. So I'm just glad we just took care of business.
Jalen, what has this season been like for you? It seems like you make the most of your opportunities, but they've been a little bit few and far between. What's this been like for you?
I just want to come out and win. The opportunities, stuff like that, that's the coach's decision. If he feels I'm not doing enough, then I'm not gonna be mad. It has nothing to do with me being mad. I'm here for the team, here to just win games, and just that's why I came here to win. And so I'm not really tripping. If coach feels like I need to get in the game, and if he sees something that he likes, then I'm ready to play. That's just my mindset. So that's just always gonna be my mentality. So that's just what it is.
And Joseph, for you, I mean, you're known kind of as a shooter. How difficult is it to come off the bench cold like you have, and what's the key to being ready to knock them down like you did tonight?
You always just got to stay ready. That's what the coaches have basically told me. Just always be ready. Whenever you get your chance, you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, for both of you guys, I think tonight was the 7th game y'all have played without Nick. What are some of the trends that you're seeing, or maybe just things you're noticing with the team when Nick is not available for you guys?
I just think it's just we're just deep. Well, we're a really good team. I haven't been a part of a team like this in my 4 years of playing college basketball, where we have sometimes when people don't get in the game that are really good. So it's just like people are always gonna be ready in practice. Everybody's ready. Everybody's competing in practice, and when we compete as hard as we do it, especially for the bigs, it just shows that everybody's ready to play. Like if people go down, someone's gonna step up, and that's for sure.
Obviously we miss his scoring, but we're still a really deep team. So I feel like we're able to adjust. We've done a really good job at adjusting without playing without him.
So did your teammates know that second dunk was in your repertoire, and also on the little alley-oop thing? Did you have eyes in the back of your head on that one?
No, I kind of just threw it up. I'm very thankful that Jalen was there to just go grab it, because it was a terrible pass.
No, he knew how, back in ASU I used to get up like that. I got a little bounce left, old legs.
Jalen, I'm sure Pimber, their big man, was a big part of the scouting report for you guys. Shut him down pretty well tonight. What was the game plan against him? And then on the other end, it looks like you were really having success attacking him.
Yeah, so just watching film on him, you just saw how all his moves were, mainly to the right, and looking at his stats, he averaged 20 and 10. But coach was hitting on, he was just talking about his turnovers. He has almost like 4 a game, I think. So we just knew, since coming off of Bradley game, how we were just digging at the ball, that if he was ever going to spin, if the bigs were able to just hold the ground, that he wasn't really going to have anywhere to go. And they had a lot of blue shooters. That's what we call them. So people that just couldn't shoot. So we were able to pack the paint. We're so long that it's just really hard to score on us. And then on offense, just my mentality, how it always is. I don't really care who is guarding me. I just feel like if I have a step, or if I see something, I can just score, or pass the ball. So that's just, I don't know, I just felt like I was confident.
And then for both of you guys, I don't know how much attention you pay to other teams, but it's kind of been a rough few days here for the SEC. They've been losing games like this. You're down 2 of your better players, and you kind of come in and don't miss a beat. How important was it to have a performance like this and kind of carry some momentum into the holidays before SEC play?
Coach is always showing it to us. He's like, you got to be ready. There's a bunch of good college teams. You got to play. You got to be ready for every single one, so you don't have a loss happen. Like last year, the team we lost to Hofstra. There's a game we probably shouldn't have lost, but it just shows you that you got to come ready to play every game.
Yeah, Coach Muss showed us all three of the teams that lost actually. Like I think this morning and last practice, and just said like, this could be us if you guys don't want to come out and play, and just seeing that and just visualizing that is just, we just knew that we had to come out to play no matter who it is. We're ranked number 10 and we're gonna get everybody's best game. So we just got to be ready all the time.
Jalen, Cavani said this a long time ago, but I've been saving these quotes for the right time to use. He called you spin cycle because I guess your spin moves. Do they call you that in practice? Or what do you think about that? And how would you sort of describe your game in the lane where you get some good looks? And
yeah, I think my spin move is definitely a go-to. Everybody thinks they can stop it and until they play me. But, yeah, I do spin a lot. But I just, that's just a go-to move. I know where I want to get to with the spin, if I'm on the left side or on the right side or how someone's guarding me. So I just know I can feel somebody, and just spin off of them. Or if I know that they're going to know I'm spinning, I'm going to just, pump fake. So I just, I got what do you call that? Like I got combinations. So, if I spin and you think you got it, I don't know, I can still move. So
do they call you spin cycle at ASU, or do they call you that here? Is that just something come on?
ASU, all my old teammates just, they would always say, watch the spin in practice, but still work. I've been practicing that move since I got into college. So I don't know. It's just I've always had it for some reason, which is kind of weird, but yeah.
What do you think of his spin move and what he can do in the
This
lane?
guy thinks he's Hakeem Olajuwon or something with the way he spins. I swear, we be playing one-on-one sometimes. He'll just hit me with a mean spin move. There's nothing I can do about it.
I'm impressed. The guy your age even knows who Olajuwon is. And I know you guys are. Eric said on his radio show the other night. I think you guys are off until you got to get back Christmas night. How good is it to? Hopefully, get to go home. How good is it to get to go home for a couple days and and see family and friends and coming off a good win like this, and then you got to get ready for SEC play.
Yeah, I'm excited to see my mom and stuff like that. I haven't seen her in a long time, especially since I'm from Arizona. I've never been out of the state, but like Coach was hitting on, he just said stay in the gym. We still got LSU on the 28th, so I mean that's a big away game. So I mean I'm excited to be home. But, I'm actually more excited to finally get an SEC play, and see what SEC is, all about.
Joe said it wasn't a very good pass, but that was an exciting play. He throws it up and you flush it. No spin to that. What did you think about that?
I don't know if Joe heard me, but I was screaming backboard.
I did hear you.
So I was like, nah. So then I'm thinking he's going to throw out the backboard. And then, all of a sudden I just see the ball in there. And I was like, okay, I got it. I got to grab this. So I didn't know I had that still, but it came out of nowhere. It surprised me too. So,
and I don't know if people think about Joseph as a dunk guy, but he had a couple dunks. What'd you think of him getting in on the dunks?
Oh yeah, no, I've seen Joe in practice. We be throwing lobs to him, it's just like white man can't jump. He got that. I know he can jump.
You said it, not me.
Yeah. I know he can jump.
As far as Nick, we saw him on the bench before watching you guys shoot. He looked, he was smiling. He didn't look too down. How would you say he's doing with everything? Is he's obviously kind of having to stop and start in and out of the lineup? How would you say that Nick's doing?
I think Nick's doing fine. The team supports him, and everybody supports him. So, I think he's just doing fine.
Just you got a thought on that and about your dunks and white men can't jump and all that?
No, I didn't know I had any of that in my bag today.
Yes, you did.
Just pulled out randomly.
How do you think Nick's doing with everything?
I hope he's doing well. He has our full support. He knows that. Everyone knows that. We're here to support him regardless of what happens.
Based on the guys we just talked to, it sounds like you're aware that the SEC is kind of struggled with these games the last few days, and you guys were a couple men down, didn't miss a beat. How important was it to have a performance like this going into the holidays right before league play?
I mean, really important. Obviously, watching the games yesterday, because so many of them were in the afternoon, that we were still able to talk to our team about it face to face yesterday, the night before the game. And then, even the stuff that happened today, you've got to understand as a student athlete that it's hard to win any game and you have to earn them. And I was really proud of our focus. I mean, we had a a couple day prep on Pember and not allowing him to get shot attempts, keeping him off the foul line. Thought we did an unbelievable job on their star player, holding him to 1 of 7 and only allowing him to get to the foul line twice. And he's one of the highest free throw attempt players in the country.
Graham kind of stepped in for you and picked up some of that scoring load without Nick tonight. Just what'd you think about the way he was able to kind of respond?
Jalen he's got a great flip shot. He's got a great spin move. He can feel the defender, go the other way. I thought offensively, I give him a 10 out of 10 offensively. We just need we need some rebounds, some physical in traffic rebounds is one of the areas that Jalen's got to continue to focus on. But I think from an offensive standpoint, he's a guy you can throw the ball to. He's a great passer. He's really good in the middle of against a zone. And offensively, he makes the game become easier for our team.
Zoom that you guys call him, I don't know if you do, but he said the guys call him spin cycle, Jalen, because of his spin moves. Do you guys call him that in practice, or just what do you think about his spin game?
I don't call him spin cycle.
Okay, call it Jalen,
just JG.
Okay,
yeah.
Or what do you think about his moves and stuff?
Well, I think he does a great job of. First of all, he's got a floater. I said on the radio that the only guy that I've ever coached that has this soft touch that the ball just kind of rolls around the lip of the rim and kind of goes in and is a soft touch as Jamison. Antoine Jamison had the same 8-foot flip floater, feel the defender spin the other way, dip the shoulder, spin the other way. So he's really crafty, with his back to the basket, and he's pretty crafty facing up too with the jab step and go the other way and lift fakes and up and under moves. So he's got a repertoire from an offensive standpoint that's hard to guard one-on-one.
And then he's kind of been hit and miss. Games he has had some good games. He had games he doesn't play or doesn't show up if he's out there. Do you maybe think he can get more consistent?
Well, I think that's his challenge is to give consistency, not just in a game, but consistency in practice. Consistency and getting into the gym on his own and all those things become really important because he's really skilled. And then obviously, the rebounding becomes extremely important in traffic once we get to the SEC.
And then Nick, the release said out indefinitely. It's kind of management. It was kind of almost verbatim what the release said when he missed those, before the opener. Kind of where do you think you guys are with him? And is it realistic he could play against LSU, or is this just you just got to see what happens? How frustrating is it for him and for you guys?
Yeah, I think Nick is a competitor and he looked forward to playing for the Razorbacks, and he's kind of been in and out of the lineup or whatever, and we just want him to get healthy as quick as possible and for him to be 100% and then for the other guys it's everybody got an opportunity tonight, and I thought Joseph Pinion did a great job. He stepped up. He knocked down some shots. I thought his experience was really important playing 19 minutes tonight. I thought that was great for Joseph and the game, the way it unfolded with Nick not playing and TB not playing, and then Jordan Walsh and Anthony Black getting 2 fouls in the first half. I thought it allowed us to what could happen, in the next couple games for other guys to figure out that maybe we play 3 bigs at a time and we got to try to figure some of this stuff out on the fly.
I was going to ask a follow-up about Nick. The thing that he's dealing with, is it something that he had at the end of the game against Bradley? Is it the same thing?
He's out indefinitely, and that's what it is. And so there's nothing else to, he's out indefinitely, and he's going to continue to rehab as best as he can.
And Pinion, how difficult is it for a shooter like that to come off the bench late in the first half and knock down shots the way he did tonight?
Well, when you're a great shooter and the hardest thing is, do you still have confidence? And when he comes in the game, you can kind of see teammates, coaching staff, we feel like when he shoots, it's going to go in. And that's what, when you're a great shooter, that's kind of the air that everybody has.
Eric, I think tonight was game 7 without Nick. I'm just curious, do you feel like the rest of the guys have kind of developed a chemistry to, I don't know if they have maybe a know-how exactly, but do you feel like they've kind of developed a chemistry to play well without him?
I mean, I think this group is, obviously we're young, but I think they're really mature. Like, whether a guy gets in foul trouble, whoever's in uniform, I think they've done an excellent job of being ready when called upon. Devo's in the starting lineup. He's used to that. Devo's minutes tonight were incredible. And, so I think that, with whether it's, TB being out or Nick, it's an opportunity for somebody to step in and like I said, I mean, Devo Davis, in my opinion, is a starter, whether he starts or not. Like, he's going to play the minutes. If you look at Devo's minutes the whole year, they're really high because of how hard he plays and what he gives our team. And certainly, when TB was out, somebody got a new opportunity or minutes are available, and Kamani's done a good job in those. And that's just kind of the way it's going to have to be right now is somebody's going to have to step. I thought Jordan Walsh's second half minutes were great too.
You had 50, or the guys had 15 steals tonight, and Kamani and Kai led you with 3. How are those guys able to come up with those numbers? And I just looked at KenPom. Kai's top 50 nationally in steal rate. Like, how are these guys able to do that?
I just think, like, active hands and trying to be disruptive and all those things are, really kind of in our DNA. I think that some of the players like Jordan Walsh he's a high steal player no matter where he plays. I said it when we, recruited him and he committed, that he's kind of a violent defender with the way that he jumps passing lanes so I think we got a lot of guys, but certainly, Makai's hands, for his size and his anticipation, you don't see a lot of centers create steals and blocks kind of at the same time.
Coach, I remember after this pre-Christmas game last year, you said it kind of wrapped the first segment of the season, the way you look at it. Just with everything going on, the expectations, the newness of the team, the injuries, and the things that you guys have dealt with. I mean, how do you feel about where you're at and the direction you're headed going into SEC play?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that this kind of closes, like a chapter on non-conference. Obviously, we still have Baylor, but I kind of look at that. It's in the middle of conference. It's a really good opponent. So yeah, I mean, we're 3 points away from being undefeated. I thought our schedule was harder this year than it had been in the other years that at least that I've been here. So yeah, I mean, I'm really pleased, but that, like I said, that chapter's kind of over now, and we have to open on the road, and the LSU coaching staff's done a great job. I've been really impressed with the changeover on their roster and how hard they play, and he's brought some of the guys that were with him at his prior program, and they've done a really good job. So I've been impressed with them, and we got to try to figure out how to play well in Baton Rouge. That's our, kind of the next and only thought process.
Yeah, Eric, I don't know if I've ever seen a stat like this. Last 2 games, you've outscored your opponent 69-14 on points off turnovers. Do you ever remember doing that I mean, I know that these aren't Kentucky and Alabama, but they're not bad teams. I mean, I think they're 15-9 combined. I mean, what do you think of that stat?
I think we've really been, our practices have been, there's been a lot of like drill work on trying to create turnovers. But I do think that just our length, I think Anthony, guarding point guards with his length helps, and Ricky's got great quickness and length, and obviously Devo, in my opinion, is as good as on-ball defender as there is in the nation. And Jordan does a good job. And then as Scotty brought up, like with Makai, I mean, he's a high steal player too at his position. So, But again, I mean, we're gonna when you get into conference play, for the most part, teams take a little bit better care of the ball.
I mean, Walsh was on him quite a bit, and maybe Mackay was there. Or who do I mean? I know it's team defense in the big picture, but who do you credit for really shutting him down? I think he was 1 for 7 or whatever.
Yeah, there was really 3 guys. It started off Jordan Walsh, and then it led to Mackay, and then for the bulk of that last 12 minutes of the first half, Kamani did a great job on him. Great job being physical.
And I heard on the radio you're going to San Diego. I guess you're going out early in the morning, get a little Christmas out there.
Hopefully we get out, yeah.
Okay, we'll go. Good luck with that. How good is it to go? I guess you go out to your mom and your other son and all that. How good is it to go? You get a little break. The guys get a little break, and you can enjoy it because you're coming off, pretty good games of late.
Yeah, I mean, tonight was, it was an opportunity for everybody to play. So I think that's a good feeling for everybody. And I again, it's only non-conference, but I do think going into a 3-day break, which is mandatory for the NCAA, I think that it's a good way for these guys to go home and celebrate with their family and holidays. And it's also important that, that you mentally get a little bit of a break away as well. So hopefully everybody's in the good mental frame when they come back.
That's one where the guy said, Curtis asked him, and Curtis asked you about what's going on in the SEC, like, Wofford beating Ole Miss or what, Drake beating Mississippi State. But they said you actually showed him film of those games. And we know that's happened, every freaking night. You go, what? Did that happen? But you guys have avoided that. Well, what's been the key to that? And obviously the guys, focused in when you showed them the film and talked to them about stuff.
Yeah, I think the big thing, Bob, is just having incredible respect for your opponent and understand the fact that every game you have to go earn it and you got to go take the game away. Nobody hands you anything. You got to have great respect for your preparation. And I've never made a team bring scouting reports to the arena, which they had to tonight with notes. And I've never done that before. So I want to try to get better but we did that. We gave them the scouting report 2 days ago, and they brought it tonight with notes on it.